Hello and welcome to Bible Study with Alice, and today we're on day 8, Proverb 8 of our daily proverb reading. We are reading from the ESV translation, but you're more than welcome to join us from a different translation. As you can see, we are on Proverb 8. These videos are filmed in real time. Today's date is the 8th of April 25 and it's a Tuesday. You can find the previous 7 Proverbs in the playlist below. There is a disclaimer as usual, and that is one of these videos are unedited and also I probably stumbled my wording. Let's get started. The blessing of wisdom. Does not wisdom call? Do not understand? Raise her voice. On the heights beside the way, at the crossroads she takes her stand, beside the gate in the front of the town. At the entrance of the portal she cries aloud, to you, O man, I call, and my cry is to the children of man. O simple ones, learn prudence. O fools, learn sense. Here I will speak noble things, and from my lips will come what is right. For my mouth will utter truth. Wickedness is abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are righteous. There is nothing twisted or crooked in them. They are all straight to him who understands, and right to those who find knowledge. Take my instruction instead of silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than jewel, and all that you may desire cannot compare with them. Or with her even. Oh my gosh, Alyssa. Oh well, 11. For wisdom is better than jewel, and all that you may desire cannot compare with her. 12. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and find knowledge and discernment. The fear of Lord is hatred of evil. Pride and arrogance, and the way of evil, a perverted speech I hate. I have counsel and sound wisdom. I have insight. I have strength. By me kings reign, and rulers decree what is just. By my prince rules, and nobles all who govern justly. I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently find me. Riches and honour are with me, enduring wealth and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, even fine gold, and my yield than choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, in the path of justice, granting an inheritance to those who love me, and filling their treasures. 22. The Lord oh my gosh. The Lord possessed me at the beginning of his work, and the first of his acts of old. Ages ago I was set up, at the first before the beginning of the earth. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no springs abounding with waters, before the mountains had been shaped, before the hills I was brought forth. Before he made the earth with its fields of all the first of the dust of the world. When he established the heavens, I was there. When he drew the circle on the face of the deep. 28. When he made firm skies above, when he established the fountains of, oh my gosh, Alice. When he made firm the skies above, when he established the fountains of the deep. 29. When he assigned to the sea its limits, so that the water might not transgress his commands, and mark the foundations of the earth. Then I was beside him like a master workman, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing before him always, rejoicing in his inhabited world, and delight in the children of man. 32. And now, O sons, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways, hear instructions, and be wise, and do not neglect it. Blessed is the one who listens to me, and watch daily at my gates, waiting beside my door. For whoever finds me finds life, and obtains favour from the Lord. But he who fails to find me injures me himself. Gosh, 36. But he fails to find me injures himself. All who hate me love death. So that is 8 complete. And tomorrow we'll be doing 9. Proverb 9. I do apologise on that. There was quite a few words I stumbled on. So that's the first half of the video complete. So now we're going to be going into talking about Proverb 8. So it was written by King Solomon during 970 to 700 BC. It's I can't read my writing. Personifies wisdom as a woman who calls out to humanity, focus on wisdom that is valuable, righteous, and leads to a fulfilling life. So basically, it's basically stating that even though the original audience for the Proverbs were young men, it also then talks about women as well, because obviously they're giving these young men wisdom and guidance. So when they enter into adulthood, they obviously got all the wisdom that they need to know about. And it also talks about all areas of their life that they're going to be entering. And naturally, it's going to also want to talk about women as well, because at the end of the day, back in that time period, men obviously were supposed to get married to their wife and then have children, and that's how it's supposed to be, sort of thing. So it's obviously going to be talking about women in that aspects of things, because women do have blessings and do have wisdom as well, and they are obviously valuable, and they are also righteous too, because obviously I know in the last couple of videos we've been talking about adultery, but there obviously are the other side to it all as well. So obviously in the last 3 videos we've been mainly focusing on adultery. So it's been talking about women who enter adulterous relationships with people, and obviously men entering that as well, because obviously it's a two-way street. It's just naturally going to be that. Whatever anybody wants to say, it's a two-way street. It's not just a one-way one where it's only one person acts on it all. No, to enter into an adultery relationship, it works both ways. The man's got to enter it too, along with the woman. But not all women are bad people, however much people want to say that. Back in that time period, it wasn't just necessarily that. There were righteous women who wanted to live that fulfilling life, who wanted to follow God's word, who wanted to be the perfect wife to her husband, did everything by the book, wanted to just live out how she'd been taught. Because obviously back in that time period, these women, they didn't obviously have this where they had somebody giving them wisdom on how to become like a book, like a handbook. They were taught by their families. They were taught by their moms, and like the mothers, whichever word you want to use. Their mom would have taught them everything they needed to know, how to become the perfect housewife, how to become the perfect wife to her husband, showed her how to, taught her how to clean the home, how to cook meals, and how to, look after the home environment. And then the husbands would then teach their sons how to become the breadwinner, how to go out and work for the things that they need to work for. So it was kind of very much like that. Women in that time period did not have a handbook. I know obviously you could be like, yeah, but I'm sure they did, but they didn't. There was no handbook on how to become a housewife. It was all down to the husband. It's all down to their mom, the wife, the woman in the household, the head woman in the household. She had to teach her children how to teach her daughters how to become the housewife that she needed to become, how she was then taught, because obviously that wife was then taught by her mother, and then her mother was taught by her mother, and so forth and so forth. Now obviously if there wasn't a mother in the home environment because she might have died or something, then yes, obviously there's going to be another female influence there that would obviously influence her on how to become that woman, how to become that housewife. But this particular proverb is obviously basically talking about how women also have blessings as well as men, you know, because when you are married, you know, you have your husband and your wife, you come into union with one another, and you are very much in union with each other. You're very much aligned with how you are, and because you're very much aligned with how you are, you very much, you know, work with each other on how to have that, you know, harmonious life. Even though it's not always necessarily harmonious, but you know, you live that harmonious life. You are very much one with each other, become one. And obviously being righteous, you know, and having that, you know, wisdom and that valuableness, it will give you that fulfilling life that you need. So that is day 8 complete, which is day 8, and it's the 8th of the 4th to 5, and it's a Tuesday. So tomorrow we'll be doing 9, Proverb 9. Thank you for watching. Please like my content, please subscribe to my channel, and please turn on the notification bell so you then get notified of content like this. Thank you and goodbye.